Hello viewers. Welcome to Minute Mystery. In today's video, we are going to see a very interesting case because, who gets involved in a robbery? Youngsters, right? Or, at most, people who are in their 40s, but all the people involved in today's robbery are very old and their age is above 60, so why did they rob? How did they rob? Did the police catch them? We are going to see a very interesting story in today's video. This video is going to be very interesting, so let's skip and watch the video till the end. Let's get into the video. Subscribe to our channel. Let's subscribe. Follow us on Facebook and WhatsApp. Follow us. This is April 7th, 2015. It's a Tuesday. This Tuesday, working days start in all the places in England. What am I saying? Working days start on Monday. You may think, why is Tuesday starting here? There is a reason for that because, recently, Easter weekend is celebrated in foreign countries. After that Easter weekend, that is, after a long holiday on Tuesday, working days start for everyone. To be clear, on April 3rd, Friday, on that day, they left the complete holiday on Saturday. There is a holiday for the bank on Monday. They left the Easter holiday, so, after this long holiday, only on Tuesday working days starts. So, after that working day starts, in a place called Houghton Garden in England. Various employees are running around for their morning work. To tell you about that Houghton Garden, this has been the Diamond District of England for 100 years. That is, it has been the Diamond City. The reason why it is called Diamond District is if we go to a place called Houghton Garden, there will be only diamond shops everywhere, so that is why it is called Diamond District. So, if there are merchants and shops in a district, there should be a place to store all the goods safely, so there is a place called Houghton Garden for that. That is Houghton Garden Safe Deposit Company. To tell you about this company, they have stored many small safety boxes. These safety boxes are not only for businessmen, they are also for normal people. They can store their precious jewels, diamonds, documents, and anything in the safety box of this company. So, in this company, various businessmen, merchants, shopkeepers, they can store their diamonds, gems, precious items, and other costly things in the safety box of this Houghton Garden Safe Deposit Company. There is a reason why all of them choose this company, because this company is very secure. There are CCTV cameras everywhere around this company. The vault of this company is also very secure. It is underground. At the same time, there is an alarm system around the vault. There are CCTV cameras. The wall of the vault is a concrete wall with a thickness of half a meter, so it is impossible to penetrate it and go inside. This is what the Safe Deposit Company says. Because there are so many safety measures, they have stored all their precious items in the safety box of this company. But this company is so secure, some old men will come and rob it. They didn't know that at that time. On April 7th, 2015, the employees of the Houghton Garden Safety Box Company opened their company as usual and went inside. There was a lot of dust and smoke in the company. They had a doubt when they saw it, so they ran to the place where the safety box was. When they went inside, the place was full of dust and smoke. When they went to the front of the company to see the dust and smoke, they saw that the wall of the vault was not broken. There were 3 big holes in the wall of the vault. All the safety boxes inside were stolen. When the employee went inside to see the hole, all the safety boxes inside were broken. All the assets inside were stolen. When the employee came to know about this, the police came to the place. The employees were looking for a place to hide in the vault. When they entered the vault, they calculated how many boxes were broken. When they calculated, they called the manager. They asked him how many boxes were broken and how many items were stolen. The manager started to audit. The forensic department started to investigate. They started to search the underground. When the police started to collect the stolen items, they found out that the thieves had disabled the lift. They took the lift to the 2nd floor of the company when they were supposed to get inside. They took the lift to the 2nd floor. There was a path to get inside. The lift came from the path and opened the shutter. They forced the shutter open and came inside, and they found out that they had stolen the vault. The police found out that they had stolen the vault, but how did they get inside the company? For that, the police have either put a hole in the underground or in the ceiling, or they have broken the door and come inside. They check all the sides. When they check, they found no hole in the ground or ceiling. At the same time, the main door of the company was also forced and broken. It doesn't look like it was forced and opened. Everything is exactly the same as it was in the company. But the thieves have broken the door and broken all the assets inside. The police couldn't understand how they did this. At that time, the police department called the forensic department nearby. They asked if they got anything. The forensic department said that the thieves were not ordinary people. They are very clever people. Because there should not be any fingerprints or DNA samples in the place where they robbed. They planned it very well and robbed it very clearly. At the same time, there are some chemical bottles here. They used those chemical bottles and erased all the places here. So the forensic department said that they couldn't get the fingerprints. The police department asked what chemical bottles they used. The forensic department said that they used the bleaching bottle. The forensic department said that the bank manager came running to the police. He said that there are 999 safety boxes in the company. They broke 73 safety boxes and took all the items inside. The police officer asked the manager to tell the value of the items in the box. The manager said that this is not an ordinary robbery. This is a big robbery in the history of England. The manager said that the value of the items they stole is about £200 million. The manager said that they stole 2,000 crores. The police was shocked when they heard this. They said that they stole 2,000 crores. They said that we should catch them immediately or we can't recover any of their assets. The police said that they should show us the CCTV control room. The manager took them to the CCTV control room. The manager said that they should show us the CCTV control room. The police said that they would have shown them the CCTV control room if they had the employee's ID. The police said that the police didn't understand anything. The manager said that they didn't have any footage from Friday night to Saturday night. The manager said that the police stole the footage including the hard disk. The police said that they can't do anything. They said that they can only investigate the company after they collect the top to bottom details. The police asked the manager to show the footage from the company. They showed the footage. The police officer asked the manager to keep an alert system around the wall. Why didn't you hit when they were robbing the bank? The bank manager replied, they have unplugged it and robbed. The police knew that he had the alarm and that he had that expert with him. When the police knew this, they took the CCTV footage outside the company and showed it to the police. The police officer said, show me all the footage recorded from Thursday night. The police saw all the footage recorded from Thursday night. The police saw all the footage recorded from Thursday night. In the late night of April 2nd, a white van came in front of the company. Two men came out of the van. They were wearing a dress like a maintenance worker. They looked exactly like the maintenance workers. But they looked very old. The police asked the men to drive the van away. The men drove the van away. The two old men got out of the van. They got out of the van in a plastic bin. They slowly walked through the bin and stopped in front of the fire exit. The police started to suspect something. The police asked the men to slow the footage. Even the technician slowed the footage. Another man was walking slowly on the road in front of the bank. The man was hiding his face in the bin cover. The man was standing in front of the main door of the company. The man opened the main door with something from his bag. The man opened the main door with something from his bag. He casually went to the company and closed the door. After few hours the fire exit door opened. They pushed all the bin in the fire and even they went and closed the fire exit. Another two of them also went inside. Totally 5 old people has gone inside. Police confirms that 6 of them has involved in the robbery, including the one who drove the van that was parked behind. When they all went inside the company, they walked from there and went somewhere else. After that, the police asked the technician to drive the footage, and the technician drove away. As he drove away, after a certain number of hours, a security came in front of the company. He came and searched the company. As he searched, he spoke on the phone. When he saw that, he asked the manager next to the police officer, "Who is this?" The manager said, "Sir, they are the security company in charge of our company's alarm system." "Okay, that's okay. Why did he come here at this time?" the police asked. The manager said, "Maybe he rang the alarm and came here to check, sir." The police officer asked me why didn't the alarm go on and asked me why he didn't do that. The manager told, "What will I know, you should ask him." The police officer immediately called the security and investigated. The security told me that the alarm was true and that's why I came to check. But when I checked, I didn't see any door being forced open or broken. So there's no way anything could have happened inside. The security told me that the alarm could have been broken and that's why I came to check. The police officer told me that I could have caught him if I had been alerted. The security sent him away. The security called the police from the CCTV control room. The police officer went to the CCTV control room. The security told me that there was footage of the security coming out of the CCTV control room. The security showed the footage to the police officer. The police officer was looking at the footage and asked if anyone could hear him. But because everyone was wearing masks, no one could hear him clearly. So when he came out, he saw the white van in front of the company. The security casually got into the van and left. The police officer saw that and said that they had already killed the company. The security told the manager that he was looking at the CCTV like a new victim. The manager immediately asked the security to rewind the footage. The security said that and the technician also rewinded the footage. The manager then showed the footage to the security and asked him to look at it again. The security was shocked when he saw the footage. So the grandpas who came outside, nobody had any bag and they also didn't have the bin. That's what bank manager told the police. Only then the officer realizes that they didn't come out after robbing. They must have come for a break or to have something. The security asked the manager to rewind the footage again. The manager said that the security had gone to eat or to urinate. The technician then showed the footage to the officer, but the security said that the time was ticking. But the grandpas had not returned to the company. The security said that the next day would be a Good Friday. They saw the whole Good Friday footage the day fully. They didn't return. They even saw the Friday night footage on Friday night but did not show up on Friday night. The police didn't understand anything. They went in as if they robbed everything. They didn't take anything with them and they didn't return back. Also, then how did they take all the things? The holiday is till Monday, right? So the police officer is asking to forward all the footage from Monday. So the technician starts howling footage from Monday, Saturday morning. They didn't return on Saturday night. It's Saturday night again. But something weird is happening on that night. On Saturday night, the white van is in front of the bank again. As usual, someone is coming out of that van. He is opening the main door of the company and going inside. Two people are coming out of that van and standing in front of the fire exit. In the next few minutes, the fire exit is being opened again. Those two people who were standing outside are entering through the fire exit holding a big product in their hands. The police officer doesn't know what happened inside, because they have deleted the CCTV footage inside. So the police officer doesn't know what happened inside. So they are waiting for them to come out and checking the CCTV footage. After a few minutes, they are coming out again. As expected, they are moving all the garbage bags that were taken inside on Thursday night. They are moving it so that it is easy to take it out. They are moving it so that it is easy to take it out. 3 old men are standing near the van. As soon as they stop, they are taking all the garbage bags and putting them inside the van. They are getting inside the van and leaving. The police officer is clearly understanding one thing. They had planned to take out the garbage bags on Thursday night. But on Thursday night, there was a problem inside the bank. So they went back to their house and prepared for it. They came back on Saturday and solved the problem and took out the garbage bags. The police officer called the bank manager and ran to the vault. He noted the place where the OTP was placed. The manager asked the police officer what was there. The manager said that there was a rack inside the OTP. The rack was glued to the wall. The top of the rack was bolted to the ceiling. They might have tried to push the safety box inside, but the safety box rack was completely bolted to the ceiling. So the bank manager said that they might have come back on Saturday. The police officer clearly understood that they have done a robbery on the first attempt. But the police officer didn't understand anything. On Thursday, there were 5 people in the van. On Saturday, there were only 3 people in the van. The rest of the people were not seen inside the van. The police officer didn't know what happened to them. The police officer found out who the people were. The police officer tried to find out the number plate of the white van. But the police officer couldn't track the number plate of the white van. The police officer called the police officer and asked him to come to the bank. Before the van reached the bank, a Benz was circling the company. He circled the company 5 to 6 times. The benchman said that he had a doubt on the car. The police officer noticed that. The police officer thought that he saw the car before. He asked the police officer to take a video of the car. The police officer took a video of the car. A few minutes before the van reached the bank, the same car was circling the company. The same car was circling the company 2 to 3 times. The police officer checked the car to see if there was anyone inside the car. The police officer found out who the people were. The police officer started tracking the car. It is difficult to track the CCTV cameras in our country. It takes a lot of time to find the CCTV cameras in a place. CCTV cameras are rarely found here. But it is not like that in England. The government has CCTV cameras in all corners of England. It is not easy to escape after committing a crime. The police officer started tracking the CCTV cameras. The number plate of the car was clearly captured by the CCTV camera. The police officer asked the guy to take the complete details. The car, you may have a doubt, weren't they able to track the van? When they were able to track the car, the police also found the number plate of the van and found out that the van was recently bought in the second hand. The police also found out that the van was disposed of after the robbery was over. So, it is clear that the white van was used only for robbery. The police also found out that the name of the owner of the van was John Collins. The police also found out that the age of the owner of the van was 75. The police also found that even he must be a member in the gang because all of them are old, right? They confirmed that he should be a member in that group. The police also watched out that the car and John Collins. You may ask, why didn't they arrest him? You can't arrest like that because there is no evidence. The car was just moving, but nobody got in the car or got out. That's why they had a look at him and found out that he often goes to a pub. Police went to the pub in the mufti dress. Each day he meets someone and the next day he goes somewhere and delivers something. Police was watching this and they photo of it and that they saw few diamonds which were in the vault. Then they confirmed it that they have only done it and they got the permission to track his calls and they tracked all his calls. They found him talking to a grandpa. Often one of them is Brian Reader. When he talks to him, he talks in a very angry tone. He asks him how he can talk to him. He says, "You left me and ran away. Why should I share with you?" The opposite cell is Brian Reader. "What if I left you? You stole my plan. Will you leave without sharing with me?" He asks in a very angry tone. The opposite cell is Colin Sim. "Your plan? Your plan is not good at all. We stole your plan on the second day. So you don't have a share." The opposite cell is Brian. He asks, "What is your plan? Tell me your plan." The opposite cell is Colin Sim. "I can't tell you that on the phone. You can tell me in the pub." From this call, the police got to know that they are the robbers, so what is the next step? The next step is to arrest them. But the police didn't do that immediately. We recorded their conversation in the pub. They go to the front of the pub. They attach the microphone to the table where they sit. He always sits in a place and they guesses that even today he'll sit in the same place. Police were there in the mufti dress and they were waiting for his entry. Time is ticking. Brains and Colin's grandpa is coming as police expected. They both sat on the same place and started to tell what happened. After they spoke, police went and arrested them. Police are investigating the two people who committed the robbery. They are revealing the truth. Yes, this robbery was not done by one person. It was done by 8 people. Those 8 people are old men. Out of those 8 old men, the youngest one is 60 years old. Out of those 8 people involved in the robbery, only 6 people have committed the robbery. The other 2 people have helped indirectly. The first one is our Brian Thatha. Brian Thatha is the leader of the robbery gang. He is 76 years old. He is the mastermind behind the robbery. Brian Thatha is the one who planned the robbery. The second one is Terry Perkins. He was celebrating his 67th birthday when the police arrested him. He was 66 years old when he committed the robbery. He already had diabetes and heart attack. Despite all these problems, he committed the robbery. The third one is John Collins. He is the one who helped the robbers. He is 64 years old. He already had a lot of experience in the young age. The fourth one is Danny Jones. He is the youngest one in the gang. He is 60 years old. He also had a lot of experience in the young age. It is not that he was successful in the robbery. He was caught by the police and was jailed. The fifth one is Carl Wood. He is 62 years old. He also had a lot of experience in the young age. The sixth one is Basil. He is said to be a ghost. The police arrested 5 people in this case. It took 3 years for the police to catch Basil. They don't know where he went. That's why they say he is a ghost. These 6 people have a wish. They don't want to work hard in the young age. They want to rob for a lifetime. After the robbery, they want to split the money equally. They want to go to the beach and have fun. They don't want to enjoy the robbery. They want to inspire us. The people who robbed were the elders. They wanted to inspire us. They planned to rob the 6 elders. But they couldn't rob them all at once. They have to collect the details about the company. They start with the details. They have a big advantage. They are old and they show mercy to everyone. They use that as an advantage. They collect the details about the company. They collect the safety box details. They check the thickness of the vault. They check when the company will open and close. They collect all the details. The company's key is kept by a security. Brian talks to him. He copies the key of the main door. He has created the key. He has collected all the details. He has to plan how to rob. He starts to work. He knows the thickness of the vault. He starts to think how to rob it. He asks the shopkeeper. He has learned a lot of tutorials. He has learned how to get the forensic department. He has learned all the details. The book is called Forensic for Dummies. Brian has collected all the details. He has prepared the key. He has learned how to open the vault. He has learned how to destroy the evidence. He has prepared for 3 years. Imagine how much he would have prepared. He has prepared for 3 years. He has to fix the date for the robbery. Only if the date is perfect they can robot right. If they are young they can rob even in the less days. When you are older, your stamina will go down. When you have a time gap for the robbery, you can do it. Brian is looking for a date for the robbery. Brian is looking for a date for the robbery. He has a holiday on Friday. He has a holiday on Friday. A safety deposit company would be closed for 4 days. A safety deposit company would be closed for 4 days. All the shops in the Houghton Garden are closed. So, if we choose this day, we can go to Collier's and come back. That's what Brian's grandfather's plan is. So, as soon as he fixes the date, he calls all his team members. After calling, he gives each one of them a responsibility. John Collins, who drove a Benz car, is given a job as a driver. His job is to drive a white van in front of the bank. He is the one who drives that van. At the same time, he is given another job, which is a security guard. This job is nothing else. There is an apartment on the exact opposite side of this bank. He has to choose a room in that apartment and stay there for rent. He doesn't go inside and sleep in his bed. He has to keep a binocular in that room and keep looking around the company. That is, when Brian's grandfather and his team members go inside and rob, he has to keep watching him from the outside. If anything unusual happens outside, or if the police start to suspect, he has to inform the team members of Brian's grandfather, who is inside the company. This is the job of John Collins. The job given to Basil is to disable the alarm system. At the same time, he has to cut off all the CCTV cameras. He has to steal the hard disk. This job is given to Basil. Terry Perkins is another grandfather in the team. He has to come out of the vault. He has to put an O-tip in the vault and go inside. He has to take out a lot of things. He has to take out all the things he takes out. He has to keep hitting the garbage cans. He has to take out only the expensive things. If he finds anything inexpensive, he has to throw it away. He has to take out only the expensive things. Brian gives this job to Terry Perkins. Brian's grandfather has to go inside the vault, break all the boxes, take out all the things and give it to Terry Perkins. Brian's grandfather made a plan and assigned a job to everyone. He is waiting for the Easter weekend. Those 4 people, as per their plan, stop the van in front of the company. As we said earlier, they take the trash can from the van and stop it in front of the fire exit. 4 people are standing with it. Brian's grandfather quietly opens the main door with the key he has kept in his room. He opens the fire exit door and locks the 4 people standing outside. After that, they all go underground through the lift. After that, only 2 people get on the lift and take it to the 2nd floor. Once the lift reaches the 2nd floor, they disable the lift and come back to the underground. Once they all reach the underground, they shut down all the CCTV cameras in the control room. Also, they take the hard disk that was recorded in the company. Once they take it, Brian's grandfather disables the alarm system. Brian's grandfather learns how to drive a drill from YouTube. He takes the drill machine and starts drilling the wall of the vault. He drills 3 big holes. Those 3 big holes are next to each other. He combines all those holes and drills a big hole. He asks someone to go inside through that hole. When he asks someone to go inside, someone from his gang goes inside. He says, "Let's go inside the vault," and hits the wall. The safety box inside the vault hits the wall. Suddenly, the alarm starts ringing. A security guard comes and checks the security. The security guard is our colleague Sim from the opposite building. He informs his gang that he was inside until the security guard goes inside. The gang is quiet. The security guard leaves the vault because there is no one inside. He disables the alarm system. He tries to push the rack inside, but the bolt on the ceiling prevents him from pushing the rack. Brian's grandfather wakes up after a while. Brian's grandfather realizes that he shouldn't try to open the vault. He decides to leave the mission and leave the vault. He can't open the vault because he doesn't want to lose his business. He decides to leave the business because he doesn't want to lose his business. His gang comes out of the company. They ask the Collins to bring the van. They leave the company in the van. They were talking that we have done so much and only few is left. If we do that, we can take crores, so let's start the job. And Brian's grandfather told that no need. Brian's grandfather says that if the police finds out about this, they will set up a trap for him, but Brian's grandfather doesn't want to believe this. He says that they have been working on this for 3 years. Brian's grandfather doesn't want to believe this. All of them told Brian grandfather to spot doing all these and stay away from them. They planned what to do next. They decide to buy a hydraulic pump. The next day, they go to the nearby shop and ask for a hydraulic pump. They ask if they can buy a hydraulic pump that can apply 10-ton pressure. They buy the pump and take it to the company on Saturday night. At that time, Brian doesn't want to come with them because he doesn't have a full backpack. He doesn't want to get caught. Another grandfather stays with Brian. Only 4 people are going inside the van. 3 people go inside. 1 person goes to the opposite building and checks. 1 person asks the other person to stay outside. The other 2 people push the hydraulic pump inside the vault. The hydraulic pump falls down. The other 2 people break all the boxes inside the van. They give each item as a precious item. Perkins keeps on hitting the trash cans. When all the trash cans are filled, they decide to leave. Brian asks for a share. The gang members agree but don't give him a big share. Brian doesn't like this. This is his plan. Only the hydraulic pump plan was not his, so he asked for a good share and there was an argument. The rest of the gang decides to leave. Brian keeps on asking. One day, the police arrests Brian. They arrest everyone and submit it to the police. Brian's grandfather didn't go to the robbery, so they are given 6 years imprisonment. The rest of the gang is given 10 years imprisonment. The gang members can't find him immediately. They found him after 3 years of searching. He is given 10 years imprisonment. The police can't recover all the items. Only half of the items can be recovered. No one can find out what they did. Maybe they were alive even after the robbery. This is the biggest robbery in the history of the British. The gang members are the ones who are robbing. This is a unique robbery. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Minute Mystery. See you in the next video. Bye.